Howdy, folks! How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome to a live stream. I got off work early today, which is fun, and so I thought, you know what? We missed the Wednesday night stream. That didn't quite pan out. What about an early Thursday stream? That's probably not going to work for anyone's schedule, but I have the time, so I thought I'd do it. And the audio is working great. Oh, folks, I'll tell you what, before we actually do anything story-related, I think I'm going to go hunt down some monsters here if we can, and kind of get these cleared away. So let's view the hunt board. This will be a good way for me to get kind of warmed up with the combat again. Oh my gosh, there's a lot up here. All right, well, we want something pretty simple and straightforward. So let's go with this thing, the Soul Stingers. Empty Hovel in Dalmechia. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up the hunt board guide that I've been using to kind of find the location of all these things a little bit quicker and easier than just trying to remember Empty Hovel Dalmechia and then go look for it. I think what we're going to do is just look this thing. What's this thing called? The Soul Stingers. There they are. Location. And the reason we're going to do this right now, as opposed to... Okay, I think I get the general idea of where this is going to be. The reason we're going to go ahead and do this is just because... Oh, you know what? Maybe I should go ahead and use this as an opportunity to check out some of the other ones, too. I just want to get warmed up. I want to practice a little bit with the combat, because I've not played since last Saturday. And even then, we didn't play very much. I think we only played for like an hour and a half. There's also something called the Pack, which... This kind of looks like some creatures I fought anyway, but I guess it's not. It's in Dalmechia. Interesting. I don't know if we're going to clear out all the ones on the hunt board right now, but we'll definitely head out and just kind of see what awaits us. I've also been considering... Let's see. Oh, dang it, we can't. We have to travel to here first if we want to do any of... Okay, well... I'll tell you what I'll do instead. We'll go ahead and just do the recording, and we'll do the first episode of the session. I'm thinking about doing these a bit differently, and I'll mention this more once some channel members actually file in, but I've been trying to record these episodes as if they're regular Let's Plays and then cut them down, which means I kind of don't really interact much with chat, and I'm thinking about just interacting with chat. Because I think I can edit around it and still make a video that works as a video and isn't blatantly just a live stream. And then also, if it is, who cares? You know, if it is just a shortened sort of best moments from a live stream, who cares? I don't. I'm thinking about changing a lot of the way we do content around here. Ever since we started doing like channel member live streams and experimenting with fan funding instead of like chasing views, I've been much more willing to be like, man, we could just like try things and either it works or it doesn't, and who cares? I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the recording. Howdy, folks! How are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to another episode of our Final Fantasy Let's Play adventure, where today, oh my goodness, after the events of the previous stream, the previous episode, we have a number of small side quests that we can do here at the Hideaway. However, before we engage with any of those, I did have a look at the map here, because I was thinking about going to do some hunts to kind of warm up. And I realized that we can't do anything until we progress the plot. So we could go and accept all of these quests, but to what end? After accepting them, the game won't actually let us go out and complete them. So I figured, you know what? I assume they'll be here when we come back. I don't think the game's going to get rid of them. Some of them could be really good, though, and unlock certain new stuff. We're going to pursue the story at least for a minute. We're going to go see where the story takes us, and if it's nowhere we care to be, we'll come back here. But right now, we're heading to the Crojit Echoes, a wind-blasted sprawl of bottomless ravines, latticed with the colossal flotsam of a people fallen. That sounds pretty intriguing. That sounds pretty adventurous to me. Sounds like a great place to go and just like have a great time with all of our friends and family and dog. So we're going to go on a little bit of an adventure here, and I hope you can't tell that I'm trying to turn up the audio with one hand. There we go. Now I'll actually be able to hear what they're talking about. Let's go. Joshua. Look at our little boy. He's all grown up. He's a little man now. Is this the sickly bunch there's ever been in a Final Fantasy game? Keeping in mind, I've only ever played 7 and 7 adjacent games. Has there ever been a party where two of them, like one is rapidly turning to stone and one has Ultima inside of
It's
him
like
and
a
is slowly
dream.
withering
The
away.
four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canva was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
Am I crazy, or did that was Gav with us for a second there and now is not? I thought that was Gav's voice for sure. Am I just nuts? I guess I'm nuts, because he's very clearly not in the party with us. So if he just materializes for a cutscene here in a minute, I'm going to be deeply confused. I did actually sort of...
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they would allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
Well, I mean, we might be able to sneak through without... I literally happened as soon as I said it. That's just awkward and uncomfortable for everybody, and deeply unfortunate as well. There was no one close enough for that attack to hit. Oh, that's right. We switched out for these abilities. What did that do again? What is this one? This one's the fire one. This one's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it's effective. Can we stop it at any point? Can I make this not be a thing? I guess by doing that I can. I'm still not sure how I feel about those. We might swap those back out for something else at some point. I sort of assume that some of the creatures in this game have strengths and weaknesses, and maybe these abilities are really useful against these guys. I have no way of knowing, because I have no way of just checking strengths and weaknesses of enemies. Like in other games, you can sort of scan them or whatever to determine their weaknesses. I think the assess materia, for example, in 7 and then 7 Remake. We don't have anything like that here, at least not that I know of. I do definitely want to kill the big fireball. That's sort of a big priority, because if I don't take him out fast, he will absolutely explode. Is he exploding right now? I think he's doing it right now. Yeah, see what I mean? Which, sure, he's defeated, but I didn't get the satisfaction of defeating him myself. And also, if I'd been standing there for that, I'd have been decimated. Where are you going? Leave Joshua alone. He is sickly. Can you not tell that he is sickly? Is that why you're targeting him, you monstrosity fallen hunter? No wonder you're fallen if you have to go after the weak in order to defeat them and feel like you've succeeded at anything in your life, you gosh darn dumb robot.
She's strong-willed, loyal.
Oh, that's right. That's what we're doing. We're going after Yato.
Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Okay, I mean, no reason for you to roast your brother here. Good to be with you as well. I mean, we could start roasting you for being sickly from a young age, but we're not going to do that, are we? We're better people than that. Also, are there more bad guys around here, or is this it? I mean, you're not wrong, Jill. It is over. But now we've just got this twister here for no reason. If we run, will it run with us? Kind of. But not long enough to be of any use. We're going to get across this bridge and be in a combat encounter with a whole new group of enemies, and the twister's not going to be there to help us. See, what is this? Oh, this is not a group of enemies. This is just a fella with some chocobos? What's your story?
I do. Where are you off to now, then? Bound for the Free Cities, perhaps? Oh, no need to say if you'd rather not. We all have our reasons. Ain't exactly feeling like sharing with strangers myself at the mo. Truth be told, I could do with a bit of inspiration. Don't know which way to turn no more. Was doing a roaring trade back in Oriflamme. Right up until the poor Drake lost her noggin. So, thought I'd try me luck in the desert. And the Fang went the same way. And don't get me started on the mess in the bloomin' Dominion. Suppose I could try Canver next. But knowing my luck, the old place be crawling with the works before I'd even sat out me stall. But as I always say, where there's crisis, there's opportunity. The opportunity to mint Gil, that is. So, where to next? Is there any money to be made in Ash? Do orcs even carry Gil?
What an interesting little character moment with this fella. It also tells you a lot about the state of the world right now, which, I mean, we already kind of got the idea that the world's not in a good state. I mean, just look at the sky right now. It's full of ether and kind of depressing. And, oh, yeah, well, we know what's awaiting us around that corner. I'm assuming this will have something to do with it. Hi. You're not looking too good, are you? Maybe just give us your purse and be on your way, you know?
You're injured.
You're not going to be doing anything with your wealth.
What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood. Up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance.
Well, this is truly
We can't let those
depressing.
monsters reach the...
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you.
No, I see it.
He's up ahead. Just off the track.
Yeah, no, I got this. Trust me.
They must not reach Tabor. Forgive me, Lord Kuka.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna forgive your allegiances.
Rest well, soldier.
Pretend like I didn't hear that. Imagine being a Kupka trooper. So many better things for an individual to do with their life. I can't believe you'd throw it away on that fella. Hey, you rest peacefully, though, okay? He's
You
dead.
said the
anyway.
encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
I'm not gonna, a man while he's literally dying, start belittling him for his
Another
allegiances.
ether flood.
I'll wait till he is dead, and then it
Everywhere
can't affect
now.
him.
We can't go around it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
I disagree. We could definitely go around it. We can just take that path that direction. We're going into this because we're doing a quest, so obviously we can't go around it for the sake of the quest. But I reject this notion that there's no way we couldn't have avoided this. We could have just lied and told that guy that we would deal with it as a way to sort of like put him to rest in his final moments. We absolutely didn't. We just ran headlong into this. That is remarkable. Come here, you. Get in there. There you go. Come here, you two. Oh, can I not? Okay, we cannot pull a chocobo, is what I'm learning, which is a tragedy. Okay, this guy's actually got what it takes to be a fighter. He's got what it takes to be a warrior, or at least I thought he did. He's not turned around and started attacking me yet. I don't think he realizes where he's being attacked from. I think he's confused about everything that's happening right now. It's like he's lost his mind. Well, I mean, aside from the obvious symptoms of an ether flood, I suppose in a sense he has lost his mind. He's never going to find it. I just chopped it out of his head. That was deeply uncalled for aggression. How do you feel about this? This one's kind of the fun ability. Of all the abilities that we've got, just walking around with this, like, flume of blue. It's not as useful, though, against, like, boss enemies. Because they can just attack you through it. It doesn't stagger them in any way. A lot of the other bigger attacks from, like, let's say that big plume of fire we can do, very effective against a boss. The big lightning bolts, very effective. This, not so much. However, we did get 15 sharp fangs. We need to check our sharp fang collection and make sure that it's still growing.
Someone there! Please, I can't move my leg!
Oh my gosh, did someone survive? No, I mean, I've never heard an Akashic speak before, so you're right about that. Very well spotted. Oh, it's another dying soldier.
You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others?
Yeah, there's one other dead
Taken
guy.
care of. One of your brothers in arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor? Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it.
He just gave us like a coupon to the local Denny's or something. Here, free eggs on me. You don't want Denny's eggs. Oh no, it looks like it was magic dash and a meteorite.
You seem familiar. Have we met?
Say no.
You must have me confused with someone else.
Yeah, there you go. Just say no, we'll carry on.
Wait. That scar.
Don't worry about it, man.
Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there in Cosnis when you killed my brothers. Yeah. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some...
I mean...
Some...
Yes.
Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
So have we made a mistake? Should we have defeated him right there? Should we have accepted his challenge? Joshua still does not trust him. He's keeping his eye on the fella. If we'd taken him out right now while he was weak and defenseless, would that have been the better move? And could we have then, like, avoided having a super big boss fight at a very inconvenient point later on in the game? That would be great, though, if they did that! Can you imagine if 10 hours from now we've completely forgotten about that guy, and then suddenly he shows up, like, remember me, and I'll go, who was this guy? Because I'm not going to remember any of this. But, yeah, then we have to have, like, a boss fight with him, and he's been training and preparing for this moment? How good would that be? Also, what does Wings of Light do? Oh. And what do I do? I'm confused. Oh, I see. I'm supposed to hold it down. I've messed it up. Well, I mean, it was quite effective, though. Why have we not been doing that? Have we never done this before? I don't recall ever seeing. I don't recall ever doing that. We're gonna need to do that again, because my gosh, that was something else.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Our brother is a man of the people. He's a man of culture.
Welcome, travelers. We don't get many visitors here in Tabor.
All right, just a statement. I don't know if that's how you greet people coming into your city.
Where now, Joshua?
Like, oh, people don't come here
Just
often.
inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
Imagine if the Walmart greeter, you walk through the door and he's like, hey, welcome. Don't get as many visitors as Target here. And you're just like, man, I just want some milk. I don't... What a weird way to start this conversation. That kind of scared me a little bit. I wasn't anticipating that. I mean, I'm glad we have it so we can fast travel back here in the future, but it just sort of happened very abruptly. You can introduce yourself.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
See, if you just said that instead of being creepy, we wouldn't have, like, hand on swords.
Now.
It's okay to be forward
Care to
sometimes.
elaborate?
Tell people your intentions.
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion.
After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yotei has been my constant companion and protector.
I mean, how old is she? She
Without
looks
her
like
sword,
barely
I would
older
not
than
have
Joshua.
survived my journey across the realm.
She's like 12 when she took you in.
Rise.
I'll keep you safe, don't worry. Like, imagine that, but from a 12-year-old girl. How safe do you feel? Depending on how sassy she is, I might feel very safe.
I owe you a debt I can never repay.
Twin girls, they can rip you to shreds
I
with
but
just
did
their
my
words.
duty.
They're savage.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yotei and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
Who? Should I know them? See, this is what I mean. They just throw these names out there like I'm going to remember things that happened 20 hours ago. Wait a minute. Hold on. Barnabas isn't even an option! Fine, whatever.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora? The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
Quite.
How dare you!
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
Is it this guy?
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very
Okay,
well.
no, I remember this Barnabas guy.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic. He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough.
He's got that Brutaka energy.
Pathetic creatures.
It's a Bionicle reference. Spoilers for Bionicle.
That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
Brutaka, though. Alright, do you want to talk about Bionicle? Because we can talk about Bionicle. Do you want to talk about how he took out all the Toa Nuva with a single swipe?
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
Okay, so we know who we're talking about now.
What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
He wants this precious tapestry. He's a collector of fine art. But he has no right to it. It's ours. We own it. He doesn't want to compensate us fairly. What a ridiculous plot that would be. I would kind of love that. If it was an epic, grand story all about a guy who just wants some nice art.
Gate, Drake's breath, and now here. But what is it?
It looks like a free.
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima.
That's what I meant.
He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it. Like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all.
But why, Joshua?
And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yeah, tell me about the lake as well.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Umielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Oh, I thought he was about to give her a big smack on the lips. Yeah, Yote, she's kind of fine. I'm just pulling up her
my lord.
account on the
My
Final
lady.
Fantasy wiki.
We are in your debt,
She's kind of good.
Yote.
She's kind of good looking, man. But goodness gracious me. Can understand why Joshua didn't mind, you know, backpacking across the world with her. You want to talk about what all that Elvish was about
Let's
there?
find our friends.
What'd you say to her? Some kind of like mind control? What'd you do? Did you give her the location of the hideaway secretly in some way? What happened there, Joshua? Where'd you learn Elvish? Where are the elves? Where'd you find that? No answers. Such is the way of
She
things.
cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
I mean, there's songs about that, you know. If you love her, let her go. Hey, how you doing there, buddy?
Is that blade for hire, perchance?
Absolutely.
Because I have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
It's an interesting way of phrasing it.
Yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder Dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Carava. Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity, but those that do develop a hide of phenomenal value.
A hide you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen. Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast, now that would fetch such coin that Gilbert himself might weep with envy. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our combined labors.
I'll do it.
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled times, it is a fool who lets opportunity slip his grasp. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches west. Once you reach the checkpoint at Tovany, you are a mere stone's throw from the fields of Carava. I eagerly await your safe, and above all, triumphant return.
It was just a series of words. I didn't really track any of them. I mean, I understand we're hunting a beast, and I sort of understood the directions to follow to reach it, but I don't know. For the most part, that kind of all went over my head. We do have a second quest up here that we need to track, though, so we're going to go ahead and accept that as well. He definitely said to leave town in this direction, which is the direction we're going in anyway for the quest, so it'll all be fine. Also, this wouldn't be here if there wasn't something good up here. I'm thinking like a chest maybe of some kind.
That Cyril fellow's an odd fish, don't you think?
Interesting.
Well, scholarly sorts like him always are, aren't they?
Well,
why won't the sky go back to how it was?
I don't know, child.
I don't like it.
Nor do I, dearie.
What is the point of our ability to jump when the game won't let us jump off of most things? Like, I'm surprised it allowed that. Hi there.
You! Finally. No one was paying me the slightest heed.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home, I'm just a vagrant greybeard.
Story of my life.
You're a scholar.
A specialist in ancient cultures. The most accomplished in all Valisthea, some have said. Not that I look the part in these tattered rags.
No, not at all.
In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag, bested by the many steps of Tabor. The answers I seek lying just beyond my enfeebled reach. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead? You'll be amply rewarded, of course.
Absolutely.
Climb the stairs and...
And memorize a few inscriptions for me, assuming you know your letters, that is. Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history into stones dotted about the village. 3 of them, to be precise. One each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed light on a riddle I've been pondering for some time. Namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's unique people. People quite unlike those of neighboring lands.
I can't promise I'll remember everything perfectly.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make for the domed pavilions, and you'll have no trouble finding the stones.
My man's been pondering the mysteries when he should have been pondering his orb. But nah, yeah, we'll definitely help him out here. Okay. Do we want to do that first, I suppose? I mean...
How are those new boots treating you?
See, the conversations happen so abruptly and so loudly as we're walking past them. I sometimes feel compelled to stop and listen, but it's never anything of actual import. So do I actually need to memorize these? Do I have to relay this information to him? Can I just take a picture of the screen? What is this going to say? Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood till ends of mother's labor, I guess. Tabor, labor, Tabor, labor. It depends on how you pronounce the words, whether or not you can make it rhyme. I'm taking a picture of this. I don't know how essential this is going to be. Man, the modern age of gaming with the invention
would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
Why won't the sky...
of the cell phone is so much easier. Remember back in the day when you
stones
used
to
to
count,
play
the
on
rest of the
like your
boxes
Game Boy, your Game Boy Color, your Game Boy Advance, your Game Boy Advance SP, your Game Boy games on your DS. You know what I'm talking about back in those days where they didn't have saves and you had to memorize these ridiculous little codes? Man, can you imagine if we just had like cell phones? We could just be snapping picture of them all, and we could just go to any level we wanted to. I had to keep a little piece of paper and a pen to write these things down. So, because if I wanted to go back to a specific level in a game, although to be fair, I only ever used it if I ran out of lives, and I didn't want to restart the game from the beginning. But after I beat a game, I would never go back and replay certain levels. I would just replay the whole game. You know, like on Game Boy and whatnot. Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks a home. Yeah, I've already forgotten what the first one said.
What Golden Plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
It's a great question. I have no clue. I'm glad that we're in a sort of situation where you can pose these questions, though, Clive. Even if we don't find the specific answers. At least we can ponder the orbs. Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious land.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor. I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read.
It's an excellent call, because it's going to happen. It's okay, I took pictures.
The engravings were in good repair, considering their age.
Oh, would that I could have seen them for myself. Oh, come, don't tease me now. What did you learn of this place and its people? Let's start with the engraving to the south, shall we? What did it say?
Okay. We actually did take pictures here. We have Guardians of the Crystal. Oh, did that bottom one just change? Oh, no, it's cycling through. Wait, what is the great good Moogle Guardian? Oh no! I want to do that one! The great good Moogle Guardian. Oh no! No, I want. Oh, the route we could lead this man down. I wonder where that goes. No, we're gonna do the correct one. Guardians of the Crystal.
Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah, no, that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with protecting the mother crystals. But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred charges, I wonder? The engraving to the north is next, I think.
If there's another Moogle one. Riders of the Snowy Slopes. Next up is Wanderers of the Golden Plains.
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks a home. Or, I think that was it.
No, that was it, Clive.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening. Now, for the final stone.
I'm kind of hoping by answering them honestly and correctly, we... Now, dancing hand in hand, tillers of the land. I believe that's the correct... Children of hunters, now tillers of the land. Yeah. Now sworn to serve the sun. See, we could be giving bizarro answers and getting funny dialogue, possibly. But I was kind of hoping by answering truthfully we would be getting like the ancient lore, the deep lore of the game. I feel obligated to do this. But the Moogle
of the
one,
hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples, the final piece of the puzzle. 3 engravings, 1 for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3 distinct traditions. Nonetheless, one cannot help but wonder why this fact is not better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Ha! Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
I don't really feel like I got the deep lore I was hoping for, and I kind of wish I just told him something ridiculous about Moogles. We got a goblin coin out of the whole ordeal. Like, not really worth it. Also, you're not gonna let me just hop over this? I'm gonna have to go down properly. I mean, so be it. It's fine. It's not like the biggest disaster. Why forbid this? There's no reason for it. There's no justifiable reason that you won't let me just hop around.
The flood, yes, and not a stone.
Oh, we had another side quest, didn't we? Right, we do. I forgot about that. Slay a dread Avis. First, though, story beat. We just immediately go for our sword.
Cyril. How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
Yeah, I did such a great job the last
Cyril,
time I was
Knight
supposed
of
to be
the
protecting
Undying
him.
and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix, and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix.
I get it. Undying,
It is,
Phoenix.
and has ever been
It makes sense.
our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token.
Hey! We've got another seal!
Members of our order will reveal themselves unto you, if there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
I feel like this one's like a QT loyalty card.
then.
Do they have that? Does QT?
about this
Hold on.
later.
Quick Trip loyalty.
Cyril seemed very...
There's a loyalty program.
You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
It's a QT. There's cards as well. There's gift cards and Fleet Master cards. We got a Fleet Master card. That's what we just did. Our assortment of organizations that we either belong to or affiliated with, the number of membership, like badges we have sewn onto our arm is getting a little bit out of control. It's approaching levels of absurdity I wouldn't think possible. So I think this is the direction we need to go in for our side quest, which naturally we are going to go ahead and do. I understand that we probably need to go the other way for the quest.
Are you sure this is the right way, bro?
Yep, I'm sure. All right, mind your own business right now. We've got a skin trade mission here into the unknown. Okay, so it looks like there's going to be beasts of all manner up here that we want to avoid, unless we want to get into a combat encounter with a wild
company.
Knack. Is that what that is? A wild neck? What is this? Can we just twister them away? Let's actually do that, and then while that's going, this gives me a great opportunity to figure this out again. So I just keep holding it. And I guess what I'm supposed to do is I just keep holding it. And then maybe as things attack me, I have to, like, dodge them? Is that why I still have, like, a Mega Flare dodge? And so the idea is to just avoid taking damage until this is charged enough to do, like, I don't know. I mean, everything's defeated now, so... You know, for all the good in the world that just did us. I feel like that's probably a better ability to use when you're not at the end of a combat encounter. It's still going. It's just following us. Is this OP? To be fair, we've not seen... well, we're about to find out what it does to, like, a boss enemy. So it might be OP. Oh, we got some footpads here. Here we go. Let's go. So I don't actually have to hold it down. It's charging itself. I just have to fly around and not get hit. Come on, take your swing. Because I imagine if I get hit, we'll get knocked out of it, right? Is my guess. Yep. Oh, well, no. Okay, it's continuing to charge. Once it gets to 2... I'm going to go ahead and leave this. There we go. And just unleash a level 2 Mega Flare. Yeah, no, that's pretty effective. At bombarding everyone to death. This is just an ability we have, and it doesn't even have a recharge timer. I mean, it takes a long time to, like, charge itself up, but there... Now, wait a minute. Where am I relative to the rest of the world? Hold on a minute. Okay, let's go back into here. What is this up here, then? I mean, clearly, like, not anywhere we can go. It's inaccessible, but there's very clearly a large glowing crystal here. Is this not a fast travel point? Perhaps one that's not been activated yet? I think that's exactly what this is. There we go. The Drevozd obelisk activated. And I suppose we just can't walk in here for some reason.
You lost, stranger. Wherever you're headed, it's back the way you came.
All right, then. Very friendly individual. Definitely interested. What's going on over there? There's like a whole building over here. Well, that's an empty hovel. That doesn't count. So yeah, we've traipsed our way back around to here. I kind of know where we are now, because right over here is a shop. What is this? That's the Dalamil Inn and all of that nonsense. And then you got the jaw. Okay, yeah, I kind of got an idea of where we are. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, that's a familiar sight. Familiar, even. Words are difficult sometimes. Oh. Just Storm Panther. Not really interested. We have a singular focus right now, which is on this Dread Avis. Just kind of hanging out here in the savannah, having a good time. And now here we are to ruin its existence. Okay. Can I just start charging this up now? Or do I need to be in combat for this to be charging? I get it.
Old he may be, but it looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet.
Yeah, because if we started charging this up when we weren't in combat, we could easily walk into combat. Oh! That charges it up more quickly. Okay, and 2 is as high as it goes, I guess. For now. It's as high as we need it, though. Okay, alright, so now we're getting an idea of how much damage it can do to someone when they are a boss. And it is not much. Okay, well, I've talked about how terrible this is to use against the boss enemy, because they can just jump through and hit you with it. And if you try to dodge, it's immediately just done. Fight this thing under more normal circumstances.
Silence!
Nice try.
This is the first proper combat encounter we've had. Everything else has been kind of a walk in the park. This is the first one that's getting me back into the flow of actually dodging and actually blocking and actually playing a video game like I know what I'm doing. Which, as you all know, I do not. That ability is just the worst. I mean, it doesn't seem to do anything when you're fighting a boss enemy, which I understand. Not everything we fight is a boss enemy. Not everything needs to be universally effective against all types of enemies. So it's good to have things that can take out like large swaths, or at the very least disable large swaths of bad guys, because that's what most of what we fight. But I like to have abilities that are good with like multiple different types of enemies. Like this one's good here.
I'm hurt, Toggle.
There we go. Not too bad. We learned some valuable lessons. If you can manage to actually evade, you can oh yeah, there we go. We got the skin, which is shaped like a key because it's a key item. Dragon Talon, which is shaped like a pestle and mortar because it's used in crafting of something. I don't know what.
This thing reeks. The sooner it's off my hands, the better.
You know, something I really liked from Final Fantasy VII Remake was when you would finish a quest, it would give you the option to fast travel directly back to the quest giver, which is something I think this game could use. You didn't have to do it, you know, and it would suck if you were doing multiple quests and you finished one and it automatically sucked you back across the world. But the fact that it would give you the option was nice. It could get you back to, you know, back on trail a lot faster. Now, fortunately, there was a fast travel point next to this guy, but that's not always the case.
Here's your hide, as requested.
I worried you might never return. Quickly, let me see it.
Gander upon the Avis skin, ye mighty and despair.
Oh, as supple as a maiden's cheek.
Which cheek?
Yet as adamant as her virtue. This is everything I had hoped for, and more. Clearly, my trust in you was not misplaced. You must be a hunter of considerable talent to have bested the beast with nary a scratch. Join me as my honored partner. With my means and your might, we shall be as wealthy as the merchant kings of Zemeckis.
I don't plan on making a habit of this. I'm busy enough as it is.
Very well. Though I believe fate had a hand in our meeting, it would be unbecoming of me to beg. Do not allow me to keep you from being about your business. Here, for the hide.
And then it gets awkward and silent, you know what I mean? At the end of every one of these, oh man, okay, so we got some money, we got some fame. Do we want to go back to the hideaway now and do some more side quests? I kind of want to carry on the mission. Make for the free cities of Canvar. I feel like after we go to Canvar, or Canvar even, which they're currently under siege, is my understanding.
Under siege?
Yeah, you see what I mean? That guy knows what I'm talking about. Wait, what was that fella's name? Who said that? Where did you go? Hold on. Okay. It looked like it was Reese, but it might not have been. It could have been Reeves. It could have been nothing like that at all, and I just imagined it. Hey, we can chocobo. Why aren't we chocoboing?
Come on.
I completely forgot I had a chocobo. Oh, this is the way to travel. We don't have to fight everything. We can move way faster. We should have done this when we were on our way to go hunt that Avis. See these guys here? We don't even have to deal with this fodder.
Orcs.
We just run right past them.
Then let us be rid of them.
No, let's not, Joshua. Let's just go around them. Look, we can collect desert roses and be on our way. Look, we can collect 3 pinches of magic ash and just carry on. We don't have to deal with any of these guys. These guys are not our problem to be dealing with. Yeah, whoever comes around after us, if they don't have a chocobo, that's their problem. We can just keep going. We gotta pick up a bit of more desert roses.
Is the city fallen?
I mean, we knew it was under siege based on that conversation we overheard when we, left town. Boom. Gilded Path Obelisk activated. Yeah, no, this is what a city under siege looks like. Although you don't expect it to be burning until, like, you know, the siege has failed. Which, I mean, I don't see a large army standing outside the city, so I assume they've breached the walls.
The free men are still holding their own, then.
We have no proof of that. What are you basing that on?
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
I thought Gav was with us earlier.
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
This is the weirdest siege. You'd expect it to be surrounded by people. Ooh. So normally when you go into a city like that, you're doing a quest, you know what I mean? And I don't want to do that right now because there's so many quests all over the place. When you go in there for this, you're locked in until it's done. And there's so much to do in the broader world, and who knows what rewards might await us. If we just kind of take a minute to go explore around and do a few more side quests before we head in, then we might be better prepared. We might have new weapons, new armor. Probably not, but we don't know. So let's actually see what awaits us around here. So we are in Bucklad once again, and it does look like we have a side quest with these two.
To do this, we'll need help.
Clive, your timing is impeccable.
You could almost say that I
It just
saw
so
you needed help
happens
when I
that
was
right
looking
at
down
this
at the
very
world from
moment,
space.
We're in need of someone with your talents.
And what talents would those be?
Murder.
Why, your fearlessness and your skill with a blade.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Republic, so too did a wave of chaos and confusion. Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers have lost their masters, or taken the opportunity to flee them. None remain free for long, of course. Most find themselves under the protection of the Fist before they get far. But the army too is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges. Which means it has been looking to sell.
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain that way.
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more, and for an attractive price, no less.
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, we have nowhere to house them. So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. Somewhere far from the prying eyes of those who would see them enslaved once more. And we believe we have found one. Cashlock. A small hamlet hidden in a canyon. The place was abandoned a long time ago, but when the men moved out, the beasts moved in.
And so we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to encourage them to look elsewhere. You'll help, won't you?
You wouldn't be referring to goblins, would you? Because there is what appears to be a little abandoned place not far from here where goblin men have settled, and we sort of left them to their devices.
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind making arrangements for the transportation of our guests, as we discussed.
Of course. Leave everything with me.
This is going to be a big conflict
like
of
you'll have your
interest
work
if
cut
this
out
is
for
the
you.
same location.
I will. We have an entire village to stock and furnish. Residents and all. Even if I begin right now, I'll be working day and night. So I'd better get started. Try to clear the place out before the wagons roll in, won't you?
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chadra's Thread, past Lateney's Cleft. My man there will open the gate for you.
All right. Wish me luck.
I'm sure you won't need it.
Okay. Fortunately, it does look like it's nowhere near the place that we had found previously, so that's a small blessing at least. However, how the heck do I get to this place? Oh, wait a minute. No, it might be. No, that was up here. The vaults? Is that where I found them? This is definitely a new area I've never been to before, because you can kind of tell by the way that it is. Oh, wait, how do I reach them? Clearly you don't go this way, because this is a bridge that I'm assuming we can't get off of. This is going underneath, but I don't know where to. I don't see any connective tissues up here. It might be that we need to take this little road here. In which case, going to Letney's Cleft is going to be the fastest route for us. And I'm assuming that this is a road that was previously blocked off to us in some way. Probably by a landslide or a stack of barrels or just an individual standing on the road saying, "You're not welcome here today, stranger." Or we just never try. Oh, no, yeah, here we go. Doors wide open. Tell me the story here, buddy.
Oh, you're a friend of the Crimson Caravans. And by the look of you, I'd say you were the help they told me was on its way. Cashlock's just down there, if you'd be so kind.
There we go. So if we'd come by here earlier, that door would have been closed. And I partially wonder whether or not that fella would have been there telling us, like, "Oh, nothing to see down here, man. Don't go this way, there's just be goblins." And there do just be goblins. That is one of the most annoying sounds in video games.
Display, brother.
That was awful. I should definitely be a voice actor, but not for a character, just doing sound effects. I can do that. I can also do this. Watch this. Oh! Wait, we've seen this place from that bridge up there. Yeah, I don't know why my voice cracked there. But yeah, no, I remember this place. Okay, no, I'm not done with this guy. Need you to calm right on down, Clive. And you know what? Let's actually do this. Come on, take a swing at me. Go ahead, take a swing at me. If I can dodge you, this charges up much more quickly. Okay, well, immediately the dodging is not working. Okay, I gotta time those dodges a bit better. This is all on me. There we go. That's what we want to see. Nice. The fighting is basically won now. We've essentially finished this. I think we could probably upgrade this ability further too. If we wanted to definitely guarantee that, like, we don't have to do anything after doing that ability. Okay, I need you all to calm down.
You're right.
I needed that.
How many of these guys are there? Should we just let loose a twister? I feel like we should have. I definitely feel like we missed a trick not. I was so obsessed with trying to get... Oh, look, there's more coming. Okay, I'm glad we didn't do a twister, because those guys up there are flying. Perfect opportunity to do this now. Oh, and here come more. Yes, keep running. Keep coming my way. Joshua Torgal, stop what you're doing. What you are doing is you're inconveniencing me. Stop it. We can take all of these guys down if you just stop. You're being a nuisance and a distraction, and I need you to stop. Okay, let's try this again. I'm ready this time.
Forgive me.
This guy's a big flying bird creature, so I can definitely dodge it with, like, the best of them. That was a terrible representation of my dodging ability. I mean, at this rate, there's one guy left. I might as well just go ahead and burst it now and be done with it. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't quite as satisfying as I feel like it could have been. Hey, 40 sharp fangs, though! I'll take those
I
home.
think that's the last of them.
I think you're right. Let's head back to Bokla.
As flares of energy continue to fall from the sky. Wait a minute, is there any loot to be had here? We've been doing a terrible job looking for loot lately. I know there's just so much of it left around on the trail. Not that we really find anything useful or interesting in the loot. Well, that's not, a couple of times we found a song, but we've never changed the song. So, you know, to what end have we been finding music? To no one's end, I'll tell you that. Fortunately, we can fast travel back to Boklad if I click the correct button, that is. Yes, and hold it down as well. I know how to video game. I've been video gaming for a long time. Trust me, I know how to video game. Best at it.
Is something the matter, Theodore?
Quiet.
Those are our terms. I trust that you will give them your full consideration.
I shall. Thank you.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes. And, no. But enough about him.
Those are two conflicting statements.
How did you fare down in Cashlock?
It's done. The village is safe now.
You made quick work of it, as always.
I should go and let Eloise know.
Don't let me keep you. But Clive, don't tell her I was watching her, will you? She'll only get upset. I'll explain everything once you've finished with your report.
All right. We'll speak then.
How very curious. How very, very curious.
Eloise, I just got back from Cashlock. The village should be safe now.
Thank you, Clive. Here, something for your trouble. Well then, now that you have laid the groundwork for our little project, I suppose we'd better finish the job. The first thing we'll need to do is make sure our offer for the bearers is accepted.
You're still in negotiations?
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the Fist on our behalf, but things have been trickier than we anticipated. I suppose it's to be expected. This is the army we're dealing with. Fighting's what they do. But we shall emerge victorious in the end.
Well, if you need any help, you know where to find me.
I'm not sure I do. But thank you, all the same.
She makes a good point. We've never told her where we are located or how to contact us. She has no clue where to find us, Clive, you goober. Also, we did level up from that, so that's pretty handy. Level 38 now, alright. Nothing interesting in terms of other rewards, however. Oh, right, I forgot we're supposed to meet with him.
Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching earlier, the one speaking to my sister. He represents the Silver Peak Consortium. It's one of the bigger trading houses.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dhalmekia has. They operate across the length and breadth of the Republic, and they're still expanding. They've been trying to get Eloise to join their ranks for some time now, and judging by her reaction earlier, I'd say she had half a mind to accept their latest offer.
And you'd rather she didn't?
I would rather she did what makes her happy, and I would never deny her such an opportunity. Eloise saved me from slavery, and we have striven to save others like me ever since. But this was not the life my sister wanted, nor the one she deserves. I won't let her give up on her dreams again for my sake. She freed me from my bonds, and she must be freed from hers in turn.
You're a good man, Theo.
I have always been grateful for what my sister did for me, and I want to repay the favor by letting her live her own life. But each time an opportunity to do just that arises, she turns it down. For my sake.
She loves you.
And I love her. Which is why I want this time to be different. To show her that I don't need to be watched over anymore. Though I'm sure I'll still need some help from time to time. I trust that I can count on you.
Always.
You know where to find me.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, I had better get back to work. These bearers aren't going to move themselves. That's a job for the Crimson Caravans.
I wonder if in the future we can go down there and actually find that people are living in that little city. That would be pretty cool. I wonder where that's going to lead as well. Is this maybe going to become like a little bit of a continuous storyline? You know, one thing I'm curious about. Yeah! What's going on in Lost Wing? Okay, we're going to save that one. We're going to go to Martha's Rest first. We're going to see what they've got going on there. Lost Wing could be a quest unto itself, like a video. Because remember, they were preparing for an attack, and they were getting ready to defend themselves. So I really want to see where that goes, but I don't want to just wander into that. I want to give that the time that it's due. Hello. Hi, Martha.
Ah, Clive. Just the man I was hoping to see.
Here I am.
Oh. And why is that?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Lazarus have been lost to an ether flood. Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. I ain't daft after all. But we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with haylofts and chocobo pens.
You want me to build you
I'd build 'em a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put 'em? There just ain't enough room up here on the rock. Which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people we're counting on to keep us safe are living like beggars.
I see.
And it isn't just that lot. There's bears to think about too. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, coming from all over looking for safe haven. But there's only so many we can shelter with the room we've got. We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. What we need is a new home for our new arrivals. And that's what I was hoping you might help me with.
You want me to bore into the rock and, like, hollow it?
It's no burden.
Thank you, Clive.
So, where were you thinking of making this new home?
Well, I reckon we could do a lot worse than Eastpool.
Eastpool. It's been a long time since I thought about that place.
It was a tragedy, what happened. And if any of us could have done anything to stop it, we would have. But what's done is done. And those who lived there wouldn't have wanted the village they loved to be left in
So
ruins.
we're gonna remaster it.
I suppose you're right.
We're gonna refurb it.
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it yet. There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den, and they don't seem like they'll be moving on in a hurry. Nasty bastards they are too. I've lost some good men to their raids. Would have sent someone to clear 'em out sooner if my boys didn't already have their hands full fending off the Akashic. But now we've got a few more Guardians of the Flame to call on. I reckon it's time we made our move. What do you say? Fancy leading a raid in...
I would love to!
Eastpool was once home to people I loved. I won't have bandits sully those memories. I'll gladly drive them out of there.
And I know the men will gladly follow you. I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might be able to win the place back. And I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too. Why don't you go and talk to him?
Of course.
I wish that this quest, or this game in general, had things like this. I miss the old days of gaming.
Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first.
Because what I kind of wish was going to happen, and what I would expect from like an older game, is this becomes like a series of things like, oh, the enemy have taken over this village. Why don't you go get together a party and defeat them? And it could be like a series of side things you could do in the game, where you pick a party of like 10 people, and you can command them on the field, and you just clear out cities, and they become freeholds, and you could give money to them to like beef them up and repair them and prevent them from being taken over again. It would be this fun little side thing that you could basically ignore, but exists in the game to give it a bit more variety. And we don't do things like that in games anymore. That would be so cool. What it's actually going to be is we're going to talk to Wade, and then we're just going to go there and kill all the bandits, and that's it. And that's a one-off thing, and it's over
Wade,
with.
It's good to see you well.
And you, Lord Rossfield. And you.
I spoke with Martha. She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool and make it your own.
That's right, though it was mostly her idea. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us, not to mention each other's. And then there are the bearers, men and women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought refuge here. We need somewhere to settle them, and I can think of worse places than Eastpool.
As can I. Which is why I agreed to help you win it back.
That's very kind of you. I'd be most grateful if you would. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues running for the hills.
Rabble of rogues running for the hills.
What can you tell me?
Say that 3 times
That
fast.
thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen at our last count. And rather less, thankfully. The road that leads there will more than likely still be crawling with Akashic. A small force would suffice to clear the village, but if the Akashic were to follow them in, that force could end up trapped between a rock and a very hard place indeed.
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandits. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come too close. Make sure I'm not taken unawares.
I can't ask you to bear all that risk yourself, my lord.
The Akashic are the bigger risk. I can handle a few bandits.
Well, if you're sure, I shall summon my men at once.
Shall I wait for you here?
No need, my lord. You go on ahead. We'll be with you before long.
All right. I'll meet you at Eastpool then.
We shall see you there, and may victory await our coming.
Do we have a way to fast travel back there? I know exactly where we're going. It's the little village up here. Oh yeah, there's a fast travel point right inside the village. This is the village that we visited, and I was like, oh, this place is lovely. And we were like, okay, we'll be back soon. And I said, this place is going to get burnt to the ground by the time we return. And it was. It was shockingly on point with that prediction. Not that it was difficult to call. Pretty classic video game stuff. Hey, guys. Twister. I think I've fought these guys before. I think I've poked through here before looking for one of the monsters that we tend to fight.
You'll face the consequences.
What are they called? Like the marks, the notorious marks? It turns out he was not in the village. He was back on the other side. But yeah, I've already cleared all these guys out once before. I'm assuming this is going to be no different, really. This unsavory settler here, though. It looks like he's got a staff and is casting spells. Like, we need to get rid of him immediately. The last thing I need him doing is repairing these gentlemen. Repairing, you know what I mean. Reviving them. Oh, that was it, huh?
That's the end of that, then. Or maybe not.
I don't know if this guy's affiliated with the...
What's that thing doing here? Doesn't matter. It goes too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this guy is necessarily affiliated. Get into your flare form and get ready to dodge, gosh darn it. I'm not sure if he's affiliated with the bandits. I think he just also happens to be here. Also, he's called Two Scoops, which is funny. For some reason, I can't quite time my dodges correctly today, so I'd rather not risk it. Also, we know that's not going to do a whole lot of damage. It's way more effective. Oh, how about that? We know that that's way more effective at attacking multiple enemies, so I don't know why I wasted my time on it. It took so long to get that thing charged up, and to what end, right? Burn, Two Scoops. His name makes me think of ice cream, which makes me think that maybe fire is a good way to deal with him. Oh, jeez. Yeah, take a potion. We've not had to take one of those yet today. Doing pretty decent on that front. Until now. Good punch to the back. This ought to get him staggered, right? Almost. Joshua, what was that? You just been sitting on that one, buddy? The fact that he doesn't seem to move kind of makes using this ability on him, as opposed to kind of every other boss enemy we've had to fight, a little bit more feasible. When he does move, it's quite slow, so in order to dodge him, you can kind of just keep moving, which is nice. This ability, though, not super useful. Not super useful at all. Alright, this should actually maybe, like, finish him. To heck with getting him staggered again. Yeah, that's just gonna finish the darn guy off. So long, Two Scoops. Never really got a chance to live up to his full potential. I don't know what that means.
Any more surprises?
I was trying to think of like an ice cream pun after I said that, and I realized there's nowhere to go with that.
Bravo! A magnificent display, my lord.
You were watching? I thought you were keeping an eye out for a Kashik.
We were. Put down more than a few on the road, then arrived just in time to see you slay that... whatever it was.
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Though I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear.
I would hope so, my lord.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume. It might be best to send word for them to come right away, before any other unsavory characters move in.
Of course. I'll send orders for them to depart immediately. Leave it with me, my lord.
Some undetermined amount of time later.
Home. Without masters.
No. We're the masters now. Our lives are our own at last.
That's all of them. And not a single Akashek in sight. Now to begin the important work of rebuilding the place. It won't be easy. Especially not after 5 years of beasts and blackguards having their wicked way with the place. The masonry might still be sturdy enough, but half the beams are rotted. Those that weren't lost in the fire or burned by the bandits, that is. It'll take a bit of elbow grease, but we'll see Eastpool rise again. Just you wait.
Absolutely.
So wait. Lady Hannah is buried here. If you don't mind, I'd like Oscar to join the rebuilding efforts. He should be a part of this.
I was wondering what happened to Oscar. Wasn't he supposed to be
couldn't agree more. I'll let Martha know that everyone arrived safely.
Our squire?
If you need anything more, you have only to send a Stolas.
And we will, my lord. Safe travels.
Eastpool lives again.
Let's go and tell Martha the good news.
Absolutely. And why walk when we can use the power of magical transportation? Are these things in the world? Are these like actual canon? I understand how they work in terms of video game logic, right? You hit one, you can fast travel back to it. But do these... And they're definitely in the world space. You can visibly see them and they light up when you walk close to them, but... Clearly, they can't be... Because if they were, we wouldn't be going on long journeys everywhere. We would be acknowledging the fact that, oh, we can head over to Martha's Rest in like a heartbeat. Let's just go... We'll magically teleport ourselves to the summoning stone or whatever it's called.
There you are. All went well then. Sir Wade told me you got rid of the bandits while his lot kept an eye out. Nicely done. And what's all this about some shape-shifting nightmare showing up?
Oh, yeah, there's a big pile of
second
goo.
thoughts, don't tell me. It'll only give me nightmares of me own. What matters is you did it. And now we can build our new village.
I suppose it will be. What will you call it?
What else?
Eastpool 2.
Sir Wade said it best. There's plenty bad happened to that place, but that don't undo the good that happened there. No need to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Did Wade say that?
Well, something along those lines. Anyway, the poor souls might have made it to Eastpool, but their work ain't done yet. So the way I see it, neither is mine. If it's food or lumber or strong backs they need, the rest is ready to provide it.
Thank you, Martha.
No, thank you. You didn't have to help us.
I wanted to.
That is beautiful. Quest completed, rekindling the flame. A wonderful little quest indeed. And with that, I think we'll be done for today. When we come back next time, we're going to be going to check out what is happening with the defense of, well, you know what we're doing. Until then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Okay, and that does it for the stream for right now. Might stream again in a bit, but I got things to attend to. So I'll catch you all later. Bye.